What is up, guys? TEJ here. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing the brand new Mizuno RB Tour and RB Tour X golf balls. So you know the drill, run it. Alright, so new for 2022 / for 2023, we have the Mizuno RB Tour and RB Tour X golf balls. The original RB Tour was released back in 2019, so we're going on about 3.5 years since that release. How is this different from the old golf ball? Well, if you remember with the old golf ball, it was extremely spinny. Honestly, only made for players who literally couldn't even spin a top. These, on the other hand, are made for the more younger elite player, or so Mizuno is claiming, going to be generally lower spin as a whole, and just better for the majority of players. It's not going to just fit people who don't spin the ball. So big step forward for Mizuno, and very nice to see. These new golf balls have a completely redesigned dimple. It is called the axial flow dimple, so it's a bigger dimple, meaning that these golf balls have far less dimples than industry standard. Industry standard is right around 320 plus dimples. These only have 272, so far less dimples. What Mizuno is claiming that this golf ball does is it's going to be high launch, low spin off the driver, yet it's going to have a more penetrating lower ball flight on short irons and wedges. So a big claim there, but they're saying that the reason that they're able to do that is because of the dimples. They've gone through 99 prototypes to find this golf ball in 3+ years of testing between Japan and Atlanta, Georgia, to come to these. So they've worked really hard on them, and they really think that they are something special. RB Tour is going to be more similar to your ProV1, going to be generally lower spin, a little bit softer. RB Tour X is going to be more similar to your ProV1X, a little bit firmer, higher spin around the greens. So nice that they have two golf balls, going to fit two different types of people, but still generally similar. What we're going to do is we're going to head out to the garage, get some numbers with irons and wedges, head out to the golf course, get some numbers with driver, come back here, break down those numbers. We're going to decide on a golf ball to test, either the RB Tour or RB Tour X, whichever one I believe best suits my game. Then we'll head back out to the golf course, try them on course, give you my honest opinion and feedback, and I'm going to tell you if these things are golf balls that you should consider trying, if there's something special, if Mizuno has really done a good job with these, or if they're just another version of the old RB Tour. That was nutted. Alright, so back from the garage / golf course, get numbers for you guys, and numbers are about what I expected. I will put them on the screen now, but RB Tour is a little bit lower launch, a little bit less spin, a little bit softer, a little bit less ball speed. RB Tour X, a little bit higher launch, higher spin, firmer, a little bit more ball speed. So as far as these two golf balls, this, again, is similar to your ProV1 style. This is similar to your ProV1X style. And as far as going back out on the golf course to test these, I will be testing the RB Tour X on the golf course. Okay, this is the one I'm going to be giving you guys feedback on because it is the golf ball that I would play if I were to choose to play one of these two golf balls. It is most similar to my ProV1X. Something I did want to touch on really quickly before we head back out to the golf course is ball speed with the RB Tour X. Really impressed with how fast it was off the driver. My ProV1X is among the fastest golf balls I've seen off a driver, and it has to do with the compression. It's a higher compression golf ball. Now, Mizuno hasn't released compression numbers on these golf balls just because of the way they test them in Japan. Mizuno didn't feel like those numbers truly reflected the actual compression numbers that, Americans might refer to normally. So they have not released those numbers, but this is going to be a little bit firmer. I don't know the exact compression number, but I will tell you this. It does have some very, very high ball speeds for whatever compression it is. I was very impressed to see that. So let's head back out to the golf course and test this golf ball on course, give you my honest feedback, break these things down, come to a conclusion here, tell you if you should be gaming these, you should give these a try. Let's do it. Tee shot here on number 2. Let's see how this thing kind of comes off the driver here. That felt really good. I haven't hit any putts with this golf ball, so we're going to see kind of how this thing feels off the putter face. So far, it's felt very, very decent. See if we can continue that. It feels very good, actually. Get in there. Oh my goodness. That is so dirty. That hole just did me so dirty. All right, so this is generally, I would say, the toughest tee shot on the golf course. Wind's out of the left. I'm just interested to see how the golf ball reacts to that. All right, so I caught that spinny, and I'll tell you what. Now, that's not going to go very far, but for a shot that I felt like was caught pretty spinny, it did do pretty well through the wind. It didn't seem like it got hit much by the wind, moved way right, so that's actually a very good thing. It seems pretty stable, even on sort of mishit, spinny shots. So, all right, so this is sort of a test shot here, about 20-yard pitch shot. Let's kind of see how this thing reacts if I catch it how I want to. Should have spin on it. I would have expected that to have a little bit more check, but as far as flight, came out really nicely, nice and low. Flew about as far as I thought it would fly, and so from that perspective, very good. Maybe all that's missing is just a little bit more spin. Let's hit another one, let's see if I can spin this one. Oh, that had some serious check on it. Yeah, so I mean, for the most part, I think it could spin maybe a touch more. I'd say my ProV1X, when I catch it and clip it how I want, it probably comes off with a touch more spin around the greens. But you can certainly hit some spinners. We got about a 180-yard iron shot here. It's actually about 175, a little bit into the wind. Probably playing close to about 185. So this is a 6 iron, a very narrow green. Not a lot of places to miss it. If anything, we'd probably just want to miss a little bit short. So let's see if he can put a good swing on it. Stay. It's drifting a little left. It's pretty powerful off the club face. I don't really know how to describe it, but it comes off with some, almost some like, not speed, but it just feels like it's gonna cut through the wind really, really well. I don't know how to describe it, but I mean, it's decently windy today, and it's kind of just pushing through the wind. I do like to see that. I think that that's a really big plus, something they were trying to do with the aerodynamics, and I really actually think they nailed it. Again, pretty basic chip here. This is one where it's going to be a little bit more difficult to stop it with spin, so we're going to have to use more land angle. Let's see if we can just hit one a little bit higher. Sit. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so we got 106 here, a little bit into the wind. Mizuno's talking about how these should be a little bit more penetrating, especially on wedges. So let's see if that works out. Definitely a little bit more penetrating. It's a pretty decent shot. All right, pretty good. All right, so I have a couple shots on the screen. And again, just going to hit a couple putts. I mean, first putt I hit today, the feel was how I like it off the putter face. Let's see if it's... Yeah, I mean, it feels good off the putter. There's really no other way to describe it. I like how it feels off the putter. For something that I think Mizuno was aiming at to be a little bit softer, it's not like a marshmallow. And that's actually a huge plus. You don't want it to be like a marshmallow, or you're going to lose feel. That was a terrible putt. But all right, yeah, I mean, as far as feel off the putter, it's soft enough, but it's not too soft to where you're losing that feedback. And I think that that's, again, another positive. I think it feels very, very solid. Another decently tough tee shot here. I mean, obviously there's water all up the left side. And yeah, I mean, we're just going to try to hit our sort of normal squeeze cut and see if the golf ball does what I expect it to. That was club face. That's on me. That's in the water, and that's on me. Oh, it covered. Wow, I'm shocked it went that far. We got 185, a little bit downwind, out of the rough. I've got 7 iron. It's probably a little bit too much. Maybe not. This is such a weird lie. Just see if I can kind of draw one up there. Okay, drew it as much as I wanted it to. Oh, it's 50 yards short. That's on me. I hit it high in the face. All right, so I think 50 was a little bit of an overstatement. We're probably about 30 yards short or so. I love to miss greens and try to get up and down, but it's actually not the worst thing. It gives me a good opportunity to test this golf ball. I'm going to try to kind of hit one lower into the hill and see if it'll release up. And it's done just that. That's it. That's it. Okay, so we're about 148 yards here into a decent wind. Let's just try to hit a stock 8 iron. Yeah, I mean, I pulled that. Wind hit it, but it wasn't, it just didn't overcurve. didn't overcurve. I think my ProV1X probably would have overcurved a little bit there, maybe ended up in the bunker. That one ends up on the left side of the green. Little things like that, good to see. You probably can't see it, but we are down here in the bunker, and we're gonna see how this thing reacts on some bunker shots. That's short, a little bit. Again, didn't catch it super spinny and it's short, but pretty good. I mean, those didn't have a ton of spin, but again, I didn't catch them super spinny, so not the most surprising thing. We get a long par 3 here, 220 yards. This will be a 4-iron for me. Wind a little out of the right. I mean, I'm just looking middle of the green here. Sit. Sit a little. Yeah, I caught that really good, and now the wind's kind of pushing down, so a little bit too much club. But here's another good opportunity to kind of work on sort of seeing if this can flight the golf ball pretty well. We're about 65 yards away. This is a sand wedge. Pulled it, shocker. Still flighted pretty well. That was sort of floated, mishit again, pushed it, and we'll hit one more. Because why not? Get some of this crap off the face. Let's see if I can actually hit one straight. There it is. Yeah, I mean, it flights well. Again, a little bit of wind, not really getting affected by it. Spins there. Launch how I want to see it, so really reacting pretty well to the shots I'm giving it. Here's another opportunity to sort of test this into the wind. This is a lob wedge from around 75 yards or so, and you know, we should be able to see here if this thing is gonna overspin on me, kind of move too far up into the air. So let's see. Okay, that had a pretty good amount of spin, which is actually what I like to see. We're a little into the wind, but flew the right distance, came off pretty nicely, not too high. Yeah, that one didn't have a ton of spin. So there you go. There's another good example of a golf ball that has spin but isn't overly spinny. Those aren't ripping off the green, but they have the control that spin gives you, right? And then into the wind, not getting eaten up by the wind. This is a fuller wedge shot I'm hitting, not getting too affected by it. So aerodynamics good, spin good. Not much more you could ask for. Alright guys, so back from the golf course, and what we're going to do is we're going to break this golf ball down into a few different categories. Feel, spin, launch, ball speed, aerodynamics. I'm going to talk a little bit about the durability, give you my overall opinion, and that should be a video. So let's get into the feel. Alright, so as far as feel goes, I think the RB Tour X feels phenomenal. It's soft enough without being a marshmallow and firm enough without being a rock, and I think that's all you could ask for in a golf ball. Obviously, something softer is going to feel generally better to most people, and I wouldn't disagree, but I think when golf balls get too soft, you can sort of lose a little bit of the feedback that you'd be getting off of a firm golf ball. So I think they've done a really good job of balancing soft without being too soft and firm without being too firm. The golf ball is very decently made as far as spin goes. Very happy with how it did around the greens. It's not the spinniest golf ball around the greens, but if you want to hit spinny shots around the greens, it can be done. Off the driver, it's decently low spin. I wouldn't say it's the lowest spinning golf ball in its category, but it's there. You know, you're not going to hit drivers that are not going anywhere because they spin too much. So as far as launch and flight goes, very, very good there. I launched it in the window that I wanted to see a golf ball launch in. Around the greens, I could hit it low, I could hit it high. As far as curve goes, if I wanted to draw it, it drew about as much as I wanted to. If I wanted to fade it, it faded about as much as I wanted it to fade. So, I mean, it's a very, very reliable golf ball, and that's what you want in a golf ball. You want a golf ball that you can trust, and these are more so golf balls you can trust over the old RB Tour, in my opinion. As far as speed goes, these are actually really, really fast off the driver. You know, with the name Mizuno, we always hear that slogan, nothing feels like a Mizuno. Nothing feels as soft as a Mizuno. When you think soft, you think slow. These are anything but slow. They're actually really, really quick off the driver. Didn't expect to see it. Very, very pleasantly surprised to see it nonetheless. As far as aerodynamics go, obviously we talked about it earlier, there is a completely new dimple in these golf balls, and they actually have far less dimples than your standard sort of tour type golf ball. You know, usually ProV1, ProV1X are the best example of that. Those are 320 plus dimples. These are 272, so a lot less dimples. The reason less dimples, again, talked about it earlier, going for higher driver launch, lower short iron and wedge launch. Do I think they're the lowest short iron and wedge launching golf balls in the market? Probably not. Do I think it's the highest launching driver golf ball in the market? Probably not. But I do think there's a really good balance between the two. As far as aerodynamics go with the new dimples, the golf ball cuts through the wind very well. It does not get eaten up by it, something I was very impressed to see, very pleasantly surprised to see in the Florida wind down here. So I really like that. I think it does superbly in the wind, and I think a lot of people will be very impressed with how it does in the wind. Now, as a whole, the golf ball is extremely high performing. When I first got sent these, I wasn't really thinking that they were going to be anything special because the old golf ball wasn't very special. I didn't really like it. But after testing these on the golf course, they are among the best performing golf balls that I have tried in recent years. Super good. I think Mizuno, they really, truly nailed it with these golf balls. They are actually impressive. I think they will work for a lot of golfers, and I would highly recommend going and trying them. The only downside to these golf balls, in my personal opinion, is durability. The durability with these golf balls, for lack of a better term, it just stinks. I mean, and it's unfortunate to say because they do perform super, super well. They contend with everything on the market. But in my opinion, the durability just isn't there. I mean, there were shots in the garage where I would hit 6 wedges and I'd have to change the golf ball because the cover was already coming up. On the golf course, I mean, there were times I would hit 2 shots. And I'd hit a shot out of the bunker. I'd hit a shot into the bunker, and the cover would get scuffed really badly. The golf ball would have to be changed. So it's disappointing to see that the durability isn't there for such a high-performing golf ball. Now, there is a plus with these golf balls compared to, say, a ProV1 or ProV1X. They are $7 cheaper a dozen. So the ProV1, ProV1X right now are about $50 a dozen. These are $43 a dozen. So for the same price, you're going to be able to get a couple more Mizuno golf balls. But I still think it's frustrating from a durability standpoint that you're going to have to go through more golf balls. You're not going to be able to use the same golf ball over the course of a round. So I really hope they fix that in the next gen. I think if they keep this performance and they fix the durability aspects in the next generation of RB Tour golf balls, they might have something extremely special on their hands. But nonetheless, these are super good golf balls. I'm honestly very impressed with how they turned out. And really couldn't be happier for Mizuno because I think they're a great company. I think they're a very underrated company, and it's nice to see that they're having new products come out that really live up to the Mizuno name. Guys, that's a video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, drop a comment down below if you have any questions. Make sure you follow us on our other social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and we will see you in the next video. Peace!